Major Kristin from the F-35 demonstration team. Just want to thank you guys for having us out here at the Sanicole Airshow. Hopefully you got to see some of the rehearsal flight today and the weather cleared up just in time to do our full show, so hopefully it cooperates over the weekend. But really just wanted to open it up to you guys for any questions that you have. We're flying the A model, which I'm assuming is what you guys are getting. But we were from Hill Air Force Base, Utah. So all of our, we bring about a 10-person team to the shows. It's me as the only pilot that's allowed to fly the demo. I bring a spare pilot that's out here at the air show on the radio with me, and then a slew of maintainers of a variety of career fields, so avionics, weapons, and then actual crew chiefs, as well as Sergeant Barley back here is our public affairs, and then we also usually bring an aircrew flight equipment technician that takes care of all the pilot gear that we wear. So yeah, I've been in the Air Force 11 years. Flying through that is basically training up to get you up into a qualified fighter pilot. 3 years in the F-22 Raptor, and then I swapped over to the F-35 in 2017. So I've been flying, did 2 years in a combat squadron in the F-35, and then swapped over to the demo team in 2020. So I've been doing, it's my third season on the demo team. So there's only one certified demo pilot for each fighter aircraft at a time. So we have 4 single ship demo teams, one F-35 pilot, one A-10, one F-16, and then one F-22, as well as obviously the Thunderbirds team. In general in the Air Force, there's about 3 to 4% of fighter pilots are female. So we have 4 females out at Hill Air Force Base where I'm stationed out of about 110 fighter pilots total. So we're kind of hitting that mark right at 3 to 4%. I don't know an actual number. I think there's about 15 of us currently flying the F-35, and that's just in the Air Force right now. In the Air Force, we started flying the F-35A in the demo in 2019 for the full aerobatic profile. So I've been doing it for 3 of those years since then, but really it's about a 15-minute profile that you'll see this weekend. If weather allows, we're able to do the high profile. The demo routine in general is just a series of aerobatic maneuvers. So some of this is to show off the combat capability of the airplane. So showing you the internal weapon bays, for example, showing you the high-speed pass up to 0.95 Mach, down to the slow-speed pass, which too is right around 100 knots indicated. And then all the crowd pleasers, so loops, square loops, aileron rolls, all that good stuff. As far as the demo team, so we're about a 15-person team total. We travel with 10 people on the road. 2 of those are pilots, so we bring 2 jets to every air show to have a spare jet since we only fly 1 at a time. And then we bring 6 maintainers on the road. Like I said, those are split between crew chiefs, so they're taking care of the general stuff just like a car mechanic would on an airplane. So motors, tires, fluid levels, gas, all that kind of good stuff. We also bring a weapons troop, one to maintain anything. So we have internal racks on the airplane, which we bring travel pods to shows. Obviously, we're not bringing any types of weapons on shows, but over water shows, we're allowed to launch flares. So that's what the weapons troop would be doing there. And then we also have avionics troops. So as you probably know, the F-35 is a huge flying computer. So everything internal as far as the sensors, computers, software, all that stuff is what the avionics troops take care of. We also have 2 public affairs guys on the team. So Staff Sergeant Barley is one of those. We take one to every show, obviously to take pictures, put up on social media, organize events like this. But we do a lot of recruiting and school, hospital visits, that kind of stuff too. And then I have 1 aircrew flight equipment technician that comes on the road with us that takes care of all the gear that I wear. So the G-suit, the jacket, all survival equipments, as well as the helmet that we wear while we fly. In general, we're scheduled to do about 20 to 25 air shows a year. Most of that's in the March to October time frame. So we're gone, for example, 8 in the next 10 weeks. We're on the road, traveling around the country. This is our first international show in 3 years, actually, other than a couple Canada shows here and there. In general, the jets will travel on a Thursday to Monday schedule, and the maintainers go 1 day in advance and 1 day afterwards as well once they launch the jets out. So a pretty robust travel schedule, about 150 days on the road for me and about 180 for those guys traveling around. So. And when we're at home, we're really just taking time off, spending time with families, as well as we have to practice the demo once a week home station. So Utah gets a bunch of shows, particularly in the winter months when we're actually home not doing air shows. We're taking kids straight out of pilot training, 24-year-olds, putting them into the cockpit, and they're flying, a $70 million fighter jet for the first time by themselves. They've got an instructor next to them, but flying the airplane is actually the easiest part. The flight control systems are super advanced. Autopilot's great. It's really just comprehending all this situational awareness stuff that comes in on the display is the hard part, and the tactics are the hard part. So we do about, you can see in the simulator, obviously, a 1 by about 2 foot touchscreen, and that's where all the magic happens, all the sensor fusion, and there's so much information on there that teaching the kids the tactics is the hard part, not the actual flying piece. And then I find once you're out of the cockpit for about 2 to 3 weeks, the first thing that goes and the hardest part to get back is different things depending on what master mode you're in. And then now we're getting control shift type buttons, like hold this one, push this one to do X, Y, Z. So that's the toughest part is, the hands-on throttle and stick to actually execute that in the airplane. Long answer, I was not a gamer. A bunch of my maintainers are though, so they'd be good at it.